And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our Humanity First Let's Play. This once again is the beginning of another stream. And once again, I think we're still trying to get back into various orbits. We don't have a presence in Martian orbit, although we do have something setting up in the Lagrange point, which should help us actually, I think, get back into the Martian control. We're just waiting for the Spaceworks to come online. We'll basically have 5... if I did the math right, I should have 5. 5 Spaceworks here. Yeah, 5 Spaceworks. So we'll basically build 5 ships at a time, fairly close to Mars. It should be plausible to do a Martian L2 transfer. In fact, let's actually do a little bit of transfer planning right here at the beginning, make sure our ships can do that. So, at Mars, we have a station at L2. We would like that station to be able to have ships that transit down to low Mars orbit. Okay, that's the first step. Then if we go to the ship designer... Actually, let's do a derivative of one of our existing ships. Say the escorts. That wouldn't necessarily be the worst of choices. So can it make the transfer? No transfer set. There is a transfer set. Transfer planner. There we go. Now if we go back to the designer, it should tell us whether or not that ship can make the transit. And it can. It can make it in about 2.33 days. Okay. So in theory, we don't necessarily need to build any more ships. Although that's also telling us how much Delta V we're using. Using something like 30... Or we have up to 30 Delta V. We can spend up to 14, it looks like, to make that transit. So it's definitely a pretty heavy burn to get down from L2. We're looking at a 13... Delta V transit to get it down to 2 days. 13, 14 to get down to 2 to 3 days. Okay. So most of our ships probably can't make that transit right now. The monitors can't. The battleships can't. The Lancer we've designed can't. Only those escorts can. So we'll probably have to defend it with escorts. That may mean the aliens show up to blow it up again. It wouldn't be the first time. When we try to get back into Mars. Mercury, we still have ground control at Mercury. We don't have any orbital control at Mercury, is the concern at Mercury. And I don't think one of my Mercury bases has... I suppose that'll be easy to check. Has a nanofab under construction. Yes, one of the 5 has a nanofab under construction. It will be done on the 21st of February. So assuming this survives until the 21st of February, which is only 20 days out, so that's not super long, we can attempt to sort of bounce back in the Mercury orbit, grab the 2 empty spots. It looks like the aliens have popped in and actually blown the initiative off of Mars, so we can basically take advantage of that and try to get back into orbit. They still have stuff in orbit. In fact, they do have 1 medium ship. So we'll have to be a little bit careful in orbit. Because the initiative might try to kick us back out again as we get back in. Also, I suppose we can see, if we have Mercury selected, there is 1 alien fleet on the way to Mercury. Although they may or may not be coming for us. There's 2 on the way to Earth, and currently none on the way to Mars. We are trying to work towards drives that can meet our needs in sort of longer distance travel. Poseidon Lantern is going to be a fairly expensive drive, but will probably be usable for the larger ships. With an exhaust velocity of 6. Again, expensive because it's 2 radioactives per tank. They're definitely worse options from a consumption of radioactive standpoint. But I think it's the Poseidon light bulb, the upgrade of this. I go take a look at this. The upgrade of this is really... Poseidon Torch is really heavy on the radioactives with 6. So it's 3 times the radioactives to jump 1 tier. Although it is a pretty heavy jump in fuel efficiency. We're going from 6 to 10.7. You can save a lot in number of tanks, but each tank is proportionally more radioactive. Right, it's 3 times the radioactivity per tank. Although it's 4 orders of magnitude for the fuel efficiency, so it's easy to get into a situation where it's like, oh yes, we'll do that and forget how much radioactives you're going to go through. Although it does, from a delta V standpoint, it's definitely helping you with the radioactives. EU, we're up to 50k, so we're working mostly on funding and knowledge. I might actually push closer to funding, particularly turn knowledge down a bit when we hit 12 of education. In Russia, we're trying to raise the GDPC. We'd like to get up to 50k before we really worry about pushing it into the EU to make super EU, as well as lower its inequality. Outside the EU, we're working on the African Union and the Gulf Union. Eventually, we're going to turn this into the Caliphate, but we're cheaping out for the moment, just going Gulf Union. The places we control down here are basically all the Gulf Union bits anyway, so we're not too worried about the bits that are outside the Gulf Union, so we can take our time with transitioning over to the Gulf Union, or from Gulf Union to the Caliphate. And I think that's where we were left off here. So regions, you've got claims on you, which we have. You, which we have. Oh, that's Doha. Doha. Yeah, it has claims on Doha. And we've got Doha. Has claims on Sana, which we have. Got Aden and Muscat to go. Muscat would be hostile because it's too democratic. So we're not in a rush to take over Oman. The next one to go would be South Yemen. Honestly, South Yemen would probably push back into Yemen first. Probably be how we go about doing that. Or I'd have to do Yemen into Saudi Arabia. How hard is it going to be just to straight jump in and purge South Yemen? Something we can in theory just do. Okay,
Terminating
we'll do
the
that.
opposition.
Acknowledged. Targeting their center of power. What's the
Checking over to councilors because it's the beginning of another stream. No interesting orgs at first glance. Granted, the org pool is not very big. This is effectively the middle of the month. The org pool technically actually refreshed in the middle, so it refreshed councilors like a year ago. So this is what's left, hasn't been picked by the other factions. Also, we're fairly full, so they'd have to be pretty valuable orgs for us to try to bother rearranging. You probably want to just pick up either command or persuasion. Go a little bit more persuasion. We're thinking of potentially doing some stuff to undermine some of the mega nations, so doing public campaigning there will be useful. And again, either persuasion or command on you. We'll do some persuasion. And that's our loop. Okay. Got our council assignments. Let's hit confirm assignments. Let some time pass. We're waiting for some text to complete.
Lending my expertise.
And we're looking to at least March before any of those texts complete. Okay, a bunch of stuff finished at Lagrange. That was the power at the Lagrange point. So when the shipyards come online, they will be powered.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
30 days behind schedule? So it'll be next 30 days from here.
The control is vulnerable
Or is it longer for the shipyards? I think it's only 30 for the space docks. Might be 90 for the shipyard or the space works. To Mercury doesn't appear to be there for us because it's not coming to get us. Pretenders. Residents in the town of Sofia are claiming that alien infiltrators are stalking the streets in human form. Sounds far-fetched, but given the global situation, any reports of alien activity are worth investigating. Okay, so we're gonna do we're not going to do the first option. We could use ops, which if we succeed, there's going to be a 30% chance we get some science and a public opinion boost. Round them all up, which is a slightly higher chance of success, although failure is worse. That's effectively how that works out. Or because we're humanity first, there can be no room for mistakes. Burn it all down. I don't think we're that desperate to purge the hypothetical here. So we're going to go for the one where we got the highest chance of uncovering the truth. Round up the entire population for examination. And we managed to find what we're looking for. When the townspeople were waiting in line to be examined, we noticed a few individuals behaving suspiciously. When the security personnel tried to escort them away for individual examination, they turned out to not be people at all, but rather some bizarre xenofauna with mimetic properties. Surprised, the guards opened fire and gunned the creatures down on the spot. The incident was shocking for the townspeople, but in a way, it was a relief as well. So we got our 50 science, we got our public opinion boost. Okay, you've arrived at Lamberta. Set up the fission outpost. And this is so that we can get another mine. In particular, for more water and more volatiles. We're a little low on volatiles, so this will be nice when this comes online.
Our people have taken control.
Got our first point in South Yemen. Sure they're not randomly developing the bomb. We don't need the bomb. Don't really need knowledge. We're also going to be finding a unit. Terra gas core fission reactor. We are probably going to want that. That's, again, another way to keep the radioactives lower. Okay, so that's our manufacturing complex done. Sure. We'll end the rivalries in Djibouti. And then with that, let's pop to Mercury. So there are available ground sites. So we're going to go ahead and claim the available ground sites. Found. Company. Manage. And honestly, we might as well skip straight to the tier 3. Right, so we slap the tier 3 in. We slap a solar farm in, because power it all. Battle station to defend the place. And a farm. And that's probably all we start with here. We want it to come online. We're not even sure it's going to survive long enough to come online, to be fair. Found a colony, next site. Manage. Mine. Farm. Battle station. Solar farm. And then we're going to want an orbital here. Hopefully... Oh, well, I don't have to worry about good old initiative coming down to slot me around, because apparently they pissed the aliens off enough to that they've been removed from Mercury. And the resistance are currently on the non-aggression list, so we should actually be safe to reestablish in Mercury now. So in 90 days, we will have a station. So similar to the ground, battle station, farm... Solar farm, power it all. This is a shipyard, so I'd like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 shipyards. And this is Mercury, so that's powered with 1 solar panel. Oh, did I do shipyards? Spaceworks. I did shipyards. That's why they're all powered with 1. Okay, let me fix that. Okay. Hopefully get some more volatiles online soon, because we're short. Yeah, we're short. That's a good way to describe the current state of affairs. So we'll get a little bit more from Mercury. And then we've got 2 asteroid mines, I think, coming online. Each supposed to be providing quite a bit. 82 before mine. Granted, it's only a tier 1 mine, so it's only going to be 82 a month. And 83. Yeah, both of those should, as soon as they come online, we'll put as positive. We do also probably want to improve farming in space. I think most of my farming locations, most of the locations where we're farming like tier 1 or tier 2 farm. So there's a couple places where it would make sense to go tier 3. Like here, we got 30,000 people. So here would be worth having a tier 3 and a tier 2. Almost a tier 3 and double tier 2. And we only got a tier 1. So we're losing a bunch of volatiles here that we could be stopping otherwise if we had better farms. Global tech-wise, that is why we're working towards the designer lifeforms. Agricultural complex, that's the tier 3. So I was working on that problem already. Let's see if we can let some time pass so that problem can be solved. Okay, back to Earth.
Acknowledged.
Oh, it's assignment time. Cash. Bird's the other one.
Removing our enemies.
You. Crack down
At
that
your
one.
service.
Do a quick check to make sure I'm not randomly making the bomb in any of the Middle Eastern countries. I am randomly making the bomb somewhere. Let's fix that. And we're over 50, so we can probably back off a little bit in the economy here. Push a little bit more knowledge. As we push things into Saudi Arabia, we're going to have to probably go back onto economy pretty heavily, but in the meantime, that's fine. Here, we just need the economy real hard. Poor Africa. And we're doing unity pretty heavy because we're not too worried. Actually, I can back off unity. We're at 91 of, yeah, we can back off unity. I'll go down 1 pip in unity. And if I wanted that mission control, we could buy that mission control. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'll just buy the mission control. Shift twice, control once. Oh no, it's not control for 5 on that menu. There we go. Mission control bomb. Yeah, we're trying to build up the funding in the EU so we can spend that money elsewhere. Let's confirm assignments, let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
There's a mine coming online. That was one of the newer mines. Knots Retreat Cassandra. Interesting. That was not Kilimanjaro. Oh, that is Kilimanjaro. So Kilimanjaro's mine just came online. That was why we're back in the positives. Good to see. At some point, I should probably go and upgrade some of the really old ones. Some of the really old ones are tier 1, and they're on pretty good spots, so it'd be worth upgrading them to tier 2, excluding the moon. Actually, maybe not excluding the moon. I haven't been defending this because this is a place where the other humans can come screw with us. But yeah, that would actually be a pretty good tier 2 mine for radioactive reasons. But like here, we're getting pretty good outputs here. Nobles, volatiles, and stuff. This might be worth taking to tier 2. This one maxes at tier 2, but it probably is worth taking to tier 2 at some point.
Mission in progress.
There's coil guns. I'm going to swap you over to Terawatt Gas Core. We're thinking... Or I'm thinking... Maybe worth trying to go for the Firestar Fission Lantern. Assuming it unlocks. This wouldn't be quite as good as the Poseidon drives. But notably, this costs a whole lot less radioactives. So if we have something go wrong and we need to back off of something as heavy as the Poseidon Torch, this would be, again, another decent drive for the Tier 5, or for the MC3 size ships, so the battleships in particular. And this is... I think this is fuel efficient as the drive we're currently using. But a lot more thrust. We're currently thinking about nearing the Tier 2, which would have technically got us to the flare drive. Which again, decent thrust, not quite the level of exhaust velocity we'd want, which is probably where we're going to skip it. And then we can have the first one. The first one hasn't popped Lodestar. Yeah, it hasn't popped Lodestar. But serves an order of magnitude lower than the third one, so we'll probably just go straight to the third one. Yeah, so not too bad. I'm not too worried that the drives haven't popped up for the lower tiers. Hoping to get the last tier one at least as backups in case the Poseidon Torch burns through all our radioactives. Not planning on using the Poseidon Torch for long distance drives, but for minerals in Ankara. That's middle of you. Okay. But using it for orbital defense. Like coil gun battery Mark IIs, we will want to be doing that. If we don't have a drive tech or have finished the spinal neutron lance, we'll put that in the queue.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We're winning their hearts and minds. Crackdown
Crackdown
complete.
successful. Ship launch, medium Earth orbit. Are we out of... I might be out of phase. Oh no, those are the Marines. Okay. Yeah, I think we're out of phase. So I think I have like 5 Marine ships in Earth orbit. Yeah, five guys of Marines. We're currently building monitors back up, so that's the first 2 of 10 in the queue. 2 of 10, yeah. So 60 days from now, we will have effective Earth defense again. Alien administration. Oh no, India under the control of resistance has declared war on the alien administration and Brazil. The defending alliance will be led by Brazil because the alien administration is quite weak. And honestly, if the resistance goes and wipes off the alien administration, I'm on board with that. Full support behind them for doing that. I have plans. I need to take the fight to the aliens in space. We'll let the resistance handle them on the ground for now. Agents from first have possibly identified an alien operative. Maybe time to inform an alien operative that he is not to be doing any actions.
We are in control.
We are in control here. Oh, we're gonna have to hold by 105 days. Fair enough. Yeah, so the only thing I could do right now is I could declare independence, which actually arguably is probably what I should do if I'm gonna have to wait 105 days anyway. Because we control both sides, so if we declare independence, either we can send in the Gulf Union armies to end it, or not have the war. Sun Lantern, there we go. We'll follow that up with some coil guns. Coil cannon. And then ship designer. Actually, ship class. So that's going to be the replacement, fundamentally the replacement drive on the battleship and the Lancers as one alternative. Let's say we're clicking the upgrade here. Drop the drive and we replace it with Poseidon Lantern. Still keep the same power plant. Yeah, so over the light bulb that we were running, it's a 4.4 rating to a 6 jump. So it's more fuel efficient and a lot more thrust. And Poseidon Lantern is open cycle. So we don't have to worry about dumping all that heat into the radiator, which helps a lot with weight. This is a surprise. Granted, that's 9 fuel tanks. So that's a lot of fuel, but oops. And what type of drive are you running? Water. That presumably means you can't run. Yeah, no liquid hydrogen. Okay. So I want to do something like 14 Yeah, that's yeah, that's not. Well, it'll make the transit. I don't think I want to run that many tanks. I don't think I want to run that many tanks. How much weight is that to fuel? Yeah, we probably want to stay below 10% of the ship mass. So we want to do like 20 tanks. So that'll make the transit. And actually, that makes the transit in a reasonable amount of time. 4 days. 4 days is not that bad. I can work with 4 days. Let's... Can I, yeah, let's clear the design. Reroll the name. I get this not to be... Yeah. But I don't want that to be a zone to be actually an upgrade of the cruise one. So we say that power plant, that drive, we're looking for 6 drives, 20 fuel tanks, that radiator, ECM, target computer. Given that this is going to be connect ships, the repair bay is actually not a bad plan. And then we might do a derivative here with some other modules later on. Yeah, we might do some other derivatives here later on. I think we're going to do them back. Okay, hull weapons. I want 2 of the 2 slot. Two of you. We're actually going to upgrade these to Mark IIs when we get them. And then we do some point defense. We do lasers. Don't do 40 mil. I think I should do the lasers at this point. Actually, no, we'll do 1 and 1. One of you and here's the laser point defense. We've researched the laser point defense. That's what I'm thinking about. And the nose weapon. We don't have the coil cannon yet, so we're going to slap on the rail cannon. Honestly, we probably won't run the Mark I's here. We'll only run the Mark IIs. Can I compare and contrast those? So we're firing... what's the rate of fire on this? 3 shots over 20 seconds. So it's bursts of 3 every 20 seconds versus the Mark III, which is a cooldown of 10 seconds. That actually implies the rate of fire is a little faster on this. Or on the coil guns, so maybe we'll run the coil guns anyway. And then armor, adamantine. Got like 110 on the side. So right now we got this saying, hey, this will do the transit. Because it will. This will do the transit to Mars, from our Mars places. Presumably this will also do Earth. Medium Earth to low Earth in less than an hour. Yeah, so that drives all we need to get those ships working. So this ship is a go. It's going to complain that, hey, it lacks it'll for almost any transfer. For in-system transfers, this is enough. Out-of-system, it beavits. And then we can do basically the same on the Lancer. We'll start with a fresh Lancer design. Drive, Poseidon Torch, power plant, radiator. This one's going to be the one we run with the cyclotron, because we're going to run the spinal lance on it. So at the moment I'll slap on the heavy particle lance, because this is the heavy spinal particle lance, because this is effectively the prerequisite for it. I think this should be able to upgrade it in the other one, so I don't have to remake the design, even if we built it earlier. And then this will probably want some point defense. We'll do 40 mil and a point defense arc. I can either run a rail cannon or torpedoes for the last. I'm gonna run Lancehead. Yeah, Lancehead missiles on fire salvo, so I can order it to fire when I want it to fire. It won't prematurely fire. Target computer, ECM, cyclotrons. We'll take the repair bay to keep it operational. And this probably wants basically the same armor scheme. And this can probably run more tank. Not that it necessarily needs more tank. Yeah, I could probably run 30 on this. Anyway, this would at least be from Earth defense would work as well. So yeah, that's our Lancer, hypothetical Lancer. Again, only really good enough for in-system defense. It's not going to be able to do interplanetary stuff. That's fine. That much radioactives for inter-system transport is just not going to work for what we want. So yeah, now we got a working replacement concept. We're not ready to build any of those, but we can contemplate building those. So let's get some time moving. We're really waiting for coil gun Mark IIs, both cannon and gun, or cannon battery, and the spinal neutral lance for those. Then we'll probably be contemplating trying to build some of those.
Your orders?
Okay, assassinate. The alien, we have a 7% chance to do it. We can crank that up to 57. I think we should do some investigation first.
Surveilling target.
Where do you need me? Initiating surveillance.
Some basic background surveillance. Make sure this is in fact the alien we want to kill. Okay. And with that, let's confirm assignments, let time pass. More ships launching at Earth. So with that, we've got a... Whoops, I put one in the wrong fleet. I put one in the wrong fleet. There we go.
Lending my expertise.
Okay, outpost core. 30 days later, we'll have the mine, which help with the volatile production. Again, we're still a little low in volatiles.
Tracking failed.
Tracking failure. Ooh,
Surveillance complete.
that one didn't. Critical success. So to make up for the failure, we critically succeeded.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We've moved the needle.
The people will come to our side.
Well, that's actually a question. Do I have proscription? No, I should get proscription before we... Oh, no, that's purge. I have the one that does assassination check. Never mind.
At your service.
Okay, so that's why he got much harder to surveil. He's in the alien nation. That would do it. It's 45. Again, we probably want better odds than that to take the swing. We'll do some surveillance.
Investigating target.
Where to? Investigating target.
Farm assignments, let time pass. Now he's in China, although he might not stay in China. There we go! Spaceworks at Sun Mars L1 or L2, so we're in the shade. We have the battle station done, so I can start removing things we don't need. Do I have a farm here? I don't have a farm here. Okay, so that's what we're going to overwrite the low tier stuff with. We're going to replace you with a farm. Replace you with a farm. Replace you with a farm. And a farm. And farm. I need more power. Here we go. Close enough. Can I power you off? Yeah, I can decommission you, which is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna decommission you. There we go. That should power balance us. Yeah, we'll be power balanced with that. Of an open slot. We'll decrease the number of farms as well as soon as we get 2 or 3 farms. Yeah, with that, let's get a batch of our old escorts. These old torpedo escorts. Starting feeder magazine. Let's get a batch of 3 of those being made at the Martian Spaceworks. Done in 23 days. And then we'll attach to them a fission platform, which will actually be done in 16 days. And a bunch of the Marines. I have to figure out which ones the Marines are. Is that the Marine I want to go with? Probably want more Delta V than that. Do I have a Delta V one with, or one with more Delta V? The howitzers. Those will work. So in 26 days, we'll have a fleet that will transit into lower Martian orbit to make some acquisitions of territory there, from which we will take over Mars.
Lending my expertise.
Okay, so this is repairing from the last attack run from the aliens on the Earth station.
Person of interest surveil.
We have got some intel on our target.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
The people will come to our side.
We've moved the needle.
Okay. New mining outpost at Logan Base. Giving us more volatiles. Not as many as we'd still like. We'd like a bunch more. There's a decent possibility that when I get into building battleships mid-game, well, soon in the game, we will be running low on volatiles. Again, by working towards the farms. India captures the alien capital on Earth. Armies led by India have entered the alien capital, and the Dakara region have captured it after heavy fighting. The alien administration has fallen. short fight between two factions in space. I would not be surprised if that was the aliens retaliating to the resistance for what they just did. Yeah. Bangladesh is once more free. Construction of Vanquisher, Block, 3 class, Monitor, and Earth. Okay, so we're now up to 7 of 10. So arguably means I got some open subways on Earth. I'm gonna wait until we can get the Mark 1 coil cannon. So we do coils instead of railguns for the next one. And I'll have to upgrade.
Standing by for orders.
Okay, your assassination chance is 27, and we can crank it all the way up to 88.
They won't see me coming.
Standing by for orders. Eyes on target.
I'm here. I'll keep them safe.
Standing by for orders.
And we got a couple of unifications. We can fire off UAE and Kuwait to protect them. So let's start doing those unifications.
Heading to the capital.
Howitzer. So this is the first batch at Mars.
Lending my expertise.
Defending the VIP.
Defending the BIV.
I will
What's our
report
success
when my mission is
odds?
complete.
0%. Did we lose the alien? I think we lost the alien.
Prepping for mission.
Yeah, we lost the alien. These are back to war. If we got 0% chance to do this, I'm gonna manually abort.
Mission aborted.
Laying the groundwork.
The reason being
Mission
somewhat obvious.
canceled.
If the aliens had gone to ground, we're not gonna kill them. And failing is pretty bad. There we go. So more monitors. I attached them to the wrong fleet. I might have attached them to the wrong fleet. Yes, attached to the wrong fleet. Here we go. So I got a full monitor fleet back at Earth, so I feel much safer at Earth. I'd feel even safer with a proper battleship fleet, but that's what we're working on, is to get the guns for it.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
There's the quill gun. We'll follow it up with... I can find it. There it is. Improved coil batteries. Maybe by the time we're done with this, we'll actually find the improved coil gun as well. We're going to do an immediate upgrade on one of the ships we just designed, which was Dizonamia. We're going to upgrade you to have that nose cannon. New nose cannon. Coil cannon Mark 1. It's not big enough to run the siege coil. Siege coil, I think, is 3 cylinder bigger. But we're going to run the normal coil, which is probably what we want anyway. We really want rate of fire, not size of fire in this combo. And yeah, with that, I think we're going to start building. I think we're going to build 5 of those at least at Earth. But you can already see, there goes all the volatiles. I need to get more volatiles moving.
Policy direction complete.
Unification, UAE. Continue. Okay, so that's the platform ship. So we can get our platform. So I presumably want to make you have an ally, and I can't because everyone else is allied to thing would be declaring independence from. Okay, so I need to declare independence first with you.
What's the op? On my way to the capital.
Standing by for orders. Securing our control.
I'm here. Making things safe for our people.
We're coming up due, although it's August, 26th of August. We've got locked in control there, so we're not going to lose it at this point. At the same time, that means they're really not investing, so we need to finish it ourselves, which is probably why it's August. Yeah, that's why we're expecting to complete magnetic confinement, because it's still a contest, versus designer life forms, which is not a contest. The AI willing to fight you on things, but once you've definitively won, giving up. Okay, we're looking. This is going to be a busy August. Done in August, done in August, done in August, done in August. October, April. There we go. 2 more cores done on Mercury. And the ring core there done. Okay. So we should actually be soon back in operation in Mercury orbit. Yeah, we're just waiting for the battle station, the Spaceworks, to come online, and we can start building in Mercury if we had volatiles. Might try reaching out to the Resistance and see if they will trade for volatiles.
Securing our interests.
Securing our interests.
Okay. Foxtrot 395. Please begin the transit down to Martian lower orbit. There's a bunch of other human factions there with fleets, so they may not appreciate my arrival. I suppose one approach is, how defended are you? You have no defense. Well, you got a couple of Marine platoon packs, but we've 4v2. I think we'll take it. Does the Protectorate have any fleets there? The Protectorate does not. That's one way back into control. Go acquire us some real estate fleet, please. It's basically a hostile acquisition. We could destroy it, 1.5 hours, or we can seize it, 2.3. Take the longer but more rewarding
We're winning
option.
their hearts and minds.
Humanity first assault on repelled. Well, we are not going to tolerate that result. Oh, I hit capture again? Whoops. Capture the ground place. That'll work. I can work with that. Obviously get the mine back online. Repair the mine. And what are you? Power plant? What sort of power plant? Fission pile. Heavy fission pile. Okay, so you're going to replace the normal fission pile. That's all the power we need. We'll want more than that, although. PDA. Oh, I guess when we had our assault replenished, or repulsed, it drove us off the station. Okay, go destroy the habit. If you will not become one with us, we'll blow you up. There we go. And promptly just deposit a new one in the hull, replacing. Vision pile, construction module. We'll want a space dock, which means I need more power, which means I need another fission pile. There we go. This obviously has to be defended. I really don't need that construction module. Let's replace you with a PDA. There we go. Can't wait, the thing can defend itself. PDA, space dock, couple of vision piles. Good. And then apparently accidentally seized a Martian base, which that works. In fact, actually, let's start upgrading the core. We're going to want at least tier 2 core and mine here. This isn't a particularly great place for volatiles, but it's good for water. And once it's done, we can always put a construction sector, tier 2 construction sector there. So there's the Mark II coil cannon. Go with the Mark II coil battery.
Mission complete.
Declare independence. In response to the declared war, but yet there is no war. In fact, there are now allies. And we'll make you ally with all the major nuclear armed nations so that China, which has rivaled you, does not come invading. Okay, so they are bombarding us. Let's turn the speed down and see if they win the bombardment exchange. Oh, the Rainier base is the new base. New base doesn't have its battle station yet, so yeah, they're going to win the exchange because there's no return fire.
Mission complete.
That might be for us. Okay, so they're going for one of our stations. Low Earth orbit. That station. Attempt to vector to stop. Well, not stop them, but arrive at their target before them, and hopefully stop them from blowing it up. Yeah, we can arrive in that amount of time, which I think gets us there first. Oh, it doesn't get us there first. I'm like, I'm preparing to fight the station with. Okay. I think that's the new coil guns. Because we got the coil gun battery on that thing as well. So the battle station won the fight. Took a little bit of damage. The LDA was destroyed, but the battle station held. Okay. I don't have a space dock here. Oh no, we have a space dock here. That'll be fine. Okay. So our fleet's going to arrive. Be wondered why it came down here. And probably go back up to the space station. Yeah, so we're going to lose a Rainier base, but that's fine. That's why we didn't, like, lay out the entire base before it was built. The defenses were built. Okay, so we gotta federate with Yemen, so that's fine. That's got the go-ahead.
Ready.
Waiting on cooldown. Not waiting on cooldown? Waiting on cooldown there. So you have cooldowns with those two, right? Yeah. South Yemen and Qatar. And then I think everything we control of you has been pushed into you already. Oh, I've got... oh, I don't control the Ivory Coast. Right. Suppose I've got some aliens there we should deal with, but I don't. Those aren't my problem. Well, not my problem yet. Oh, I suppose that one in the Djibouti is my problem. I don't think one African army is going to be enough to stop that. Do you want to bring the EU ones in? I think I just sent them all home, so they're all over the place. Yeah, Paris and London and such. Okay, let's get these guys all grouped up. Go deal with that one in Djibouti. Deploy. It's actually going to be mostly a Russia thing, right? Most of them are Russian. 2 EU, 1 African, and 3 Russians. There we go.
We must persuade the people.
Ready for orders. Securing our control.
Ready for my mission. Securing our control.
Okay. Looking at the time, I think this is a good place to put a part break in. We've got stuff building that, if everything goes well, should put us back in control of pretty much all 3 orbits. We're almost back in control. On the other hand, we're basically out of volatiles, so that control might be a little tedious for the moment. We are back up to 5.1 volatiles. I'm not quite sure what caused that jump. Is that all the one of the habs we had built a bunch of was building a bunch of farms. That might have finished. Nope, that hasn't finished. That was that. Yeah, I don't know where all our volatiles came from. I'm appreciative of the volatiles, but because we're now back up to 5.1. 5.1 is really as low as we want to go. Yeah, we want more Mars. More Mars. More Mars, better farms, more volatiles. That's kind of where we're looking. Still waiting that designer life forms. That is July, so that's a little out over a month. Anyway, we either control all the techs, or are heavily contesting one. If we lose control here, that's probably fine. It depends on what they pick. This is the tier 1 fusion. I'm not necessarily sure we need much more than tier 1. We want tier 1 and probably the magnetic nozzles. And then we want control of those 3 orbits. Right? We're not too worried about going to the aliens yet. We're still trying to secure human-first control of the inner system. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around, take a short break here, get up, stretch legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record the next part. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck, had a good time, catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.